All right, another news from New York. Prime Minister Netanyahu continued his meetings at the United Nations General Assembly with leaders like Egyptian President Sisi and many more. With Sisi, the two met last night for roughly 2 hours to discuss regional developments and the situation in Gaza.
Egypt had been moderating ceasefire negotiations between the Hamas terror group in Gaza and Israel until negotiations broke down again earlier this week. Hamas has since called for a resumption of violence, but Egypt does seem committed to brokering some sort of agreement. As for security to Israel's north, Netanyahu met and discussed threats from Syria, Iran, Lebanon, and other various terror groups, both with President Trump and United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. The Israeli Prime Minister then went on to discuss strengthening ties with Belgium and Guatemalan leaders Charles Michel and Jimmy Morales, and fighting anti-Semitism with Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz and Polish President Duda. This was the first meeting between Netanyahu and Duda since the crisis over Poland's Holocaust bill. Netanyahu was heavily criticized for seeming to capitulate to Poland in return for a watered-down version of the bill, which threatened anyone who blamed Poland for Holocaust war crimes with jail time. And now, even more criticisms have erupted, especially after the Israeli Prime Minister declined an invitation from UNESCO to come to a conference on anti-Semitism. Israel and the United States left the organization in 2017, and Netanyahu said that while he commends all efforts to combat anti-Semitism, he'd refused the UNESCO invitation due to UNESCO's, quote, persistent and egregious bias against Israel, end quote. In a statement issued from the Prime Minister's office, he said UNESCO must do more than host a conference on anti-Semitism. It must stop practicing it too.